Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we are going to talk about a very serious issue in Kuni, and that is the failure of Netmarble to actively address censoring of racial slurs, censoring of hate speech that is quite easily seen and spammable across servers in Kuni, and has been spammed over the course of the last 6 months. It has been actively reported, it has been actively ignored, and that is why we are making this video. Let's go ahead and dig in. So all it takes is an active cruise through the Ni no Kuni issues section to see that there have been multiple reports from Onyx Cancer, which is my server, of hate speech actively being ignored. And part of the problem is not the filters that Netmarble actively has for words. You can quite easily see and go in and essentially you'll see that there are filters in the game, but one of the things that isn't filtered is character names. And this becomes a problem when you have a wanted system that actively advertises players when they log into the game. So on Onyx Cancer, we have a variety of players that have changed their name to racial slurs, that have actively been PK'd or PK'd themselves to become the most wanted on the server. Now, of course, these players do not have actual accounts. Most of them are alts. But you do see, particularly at crowded times in the game, hate speech coming online, right? So you'll see so on, N-word logs in. And this is problematic for me as a content creator. This is problematic and disgusting, though, in a variety of ways for other players. I think we universally understand and condemn any use of racial slurs or hate speech. I think most people, that is the no-brainer position to take. The problem we're running into, though, we are actively reporting these players. These players are still in the game. There's been no action taken against them. And for the last 6 months, we have been watching players with hate speech names log into the game during the busiest times and busiest hours. Again, I said this impacted myself as a streamer. While hate speech doesn't bother me, being a gay man, I am relatively used to seeing hate speech, and I think many people my age have experienced hate speech on the internet growing up. I think that's pretty standard, unfortunately, in the world, but it's one of those things that I can somewhat brush off. What I can't brush off, though, is when we see these hate speech players log in, when we can't control the notifications that pop up, or when we're trying to do content like field bosses, where a lot of our content or a lot of the field boss activities involves going to the wanted list and teleporting to specific wanted players in order to optimize your farm. So if you are on a situation where you're in stream or you are playing Ni no Kuni actively, there's always that fear and that concern that someone with a racial slur as a name is going to log in. Someone is going to start screaming world chat. And you can, of course, mute world chat. That is something you can do. That's not going to stop the notifications from these players logging in. That's not going to stop the notifications from these players spamming both area chat, world chat, from being on the wanted list. You can, of course, block these players, but it's one of those things that you have to actively kind of be involved with that. You have to actively kind of engage with that. And it's not something you should have to do. It's something that should be automatically detected, extremely easy, and extremely easy for Netmarble to fix and address. And the problem is they are not. So Netmarble, please address this. This is extremely important. And it's really sad that it has taken this long, over 6 months, for you to actively do anything about it. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.